Hello, everyone. Welcome back into the Shoujo-Verse. Today marks our 1-year anniversary episode.
Yay! Yay!
We are 1-year-old, baby.
Wow.
Feels like it's been longer. Feels like it's been 2
this
years.
pandemic, I
It's been
think,
like
was
2
part of
years
it.
since COVID now, right? Almost 3
Yeah, I think I'm getting our podcast mixed up with COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost 3.
Yeah. But it's because of COVID that we all met.
True.
Or at least for me.
I thought as well.
Yeah.
Me seeking online friends.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten so deep and back into shoujo if it wasn't for COVID.
Honestly,
This is true. Well, so today's episode is just going to be about us, about how we've changed over the past year, what we're reading now that's good and what's bad, to find Kurosaki-kun. And we're going to start with Miso because she's got to leave soon. So,
Let's go.
talk,
Wow.
Miso. 8 minutes, go.
My solo
Spotlight's
time?
on you.
Well, okay, I can't really recall exactly what I liked because honestly, all I've been reading is like otome isekais like the entire year. Haven't really read like much actual shoujo, to be honest with you. Although,
Are you saying none of it was good?
what the otome isekais? Or
You're like, I can't remember what I've
I
been
can't
reading.
because it's all
none
like
of it was
otome
good.
isekai, and I can't remember like they kind of all blend in together in the end.
They do, though.
But I can tell you, I read one shoujo, and that has to be Kurosaki-kun.
Oh my god.
Oh, God.
I read it
strongly
from start
against.
to finish. I kept up to date till the end. I joined a Facebook group in order to read like the raws basically,
Oh my god. You went all into it.
and I kept up every single month, and I hated every second of it.
But you kept reading.
I kept reading. I kept going. I thought I would get better.
Yeah.
Did it?
I feel like you deserve a prize for
I don't.
this. Like, some kind like, I slogged through the worst
I think my
shoujo
prize
ever.
is that it's over.
Oh my god.
Now you're gonna have
Yeah.
PTSD about it. Like,
Oh,
Was
no.
the ending
wake up in the middle of the night.
was the ending at least satisfying?
No, absolutely not. It like ruined everything.
What?
It's just like it didn't make anything any better. It was like they shoehorned so many things at the last like couple chapters that I'm like, what?
So I don't know.
It went on for so long and they still rushed it.
Yeah, they like shoehorned their like their dream and future career in the last minute, and you're like, when?
We love that in every
Like
shoujo.
always.
Not every, but many
Like,
shoujo.
You have to rate it higher
So,
since you put
final
in so
score,
much effort to
1 out of
find the
10.
ending.
What do you give it?
I give it a 5.
Okay.
5.5.
Okay,
I
it's
get-
better than I thought, really.
Right? So you have to rate it
Sorry?
higher for effort.
Yeah, she said she had to join a Facebook group to find it.
5.5. It wasn't the worst. Okay, it had some elements that could have been good, but then it went downhill real fast.
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know if this is helpful, but possibly summarize all the details of Defying Kurosaki-kun for the audience that hasn't read it yet. Or, like, the premise at least.
For the audience that we don't want to read it, these are all the reasons you should not read
Prime
it.
points.
Or just the
Typical-
premise, I don't know.
I mean, very typical. Girl was bullied in the past, changes herself, falls in love for one of the princes, and then somehow gets entangled with like the black prince, of course. And then like it's just like bullying again.
That's
She,
true.
she just
It's
treats
just, yeah, it's just straight up male lead is an absolute asshole. Why
Miso.
does anyone like
there are
him?
some people out there who like it. Danny in our Discord.
that entire
She likes
Facebook
it.
group.
Yeah, they like it in story form. They're not gonna want that in real life.
All right, just there are people out there in the world that like it. Just want to put it out there.
There are.
Yeah, sorry to any of our listeners.
There's a reason why it's popular.
I mean, the whole Facebook group, all the people on there like love it like a lot. I don't really understand, but like I'm in that group, so I guess like I'm part of the problem.
The art isn't even that good at IMO.
No, it's not. Like, it's not good enough for me to excuse any of it.
It's not. I hated it so much. I had to keep reading,
Oh my
and then I
god.
finished.
Apparently there was a live action that came out last year. Have you seen it?
Oh no.
No,
wait,
but I
what?
should.
Oh no, I have to watch this.
I should.
Oh, here we go. Special episode coming soon.
Okay, group watch party.
Group
Group watch
watch
party.
I dedicate too much time.
I still have to finish watching the live Oran
my
special.
God.
that I said I
Were
would
we gonna
react
group
to.
watch it?
Did you ever find it?
Yes, it's like 4 hours.
It's
guys.
4 hours?
It's fucking like, it's a
That's
movie.
4 K-drama episodes. That's not too bad.
But it's not as good
Yeah.
as K-drama. It's like a movie, and it ends, and then another movie starts.
I just
What?
can't get over his like hair. Like his dyed hair is so like what is going on there?
For the Oran live? Oh, there's so many things wrong with that. We'll get to that in time. But Miso, before you go, it's just don't you have some really fantastic news you want to share with everyone?
Oh, I passed all my courses.
Some
Let's go! Yay!
Okay, yeah, it's yay.
I mean, yay, but no. Some like real life shoujo that happened to you.
Oh.
Oh, you mean the fact that I'm dating someone?
Oh my god!
Is that shoujo? Is that shoujo?
That's a shoujo.
It's romance. It's shoujo.
I guess.
Yeah.
Sure. It didn't happen in high school, unfortunately. So I guess like we didn't have our shoujo.
It's
mode.
Josei now.
We had
Josei
josei,
college
you
days.
know? No, we didn't do a shoujo moment.
You're right.
We do.
So,
I'm
You're right.
dead.
It's a josei.
Well, congratulations, Miso.
I've decided to call him Kurosaki because she won't give me a name.
yeah, I won't give you your name. Don't call him Kurosaki. I will die. I will live, you die.
Hey, you're the one who finished the series.
I know. I have lots of regrets. But like,
That's time you can never
But
get
you still
back.
put in that
Yeah,
effort.
but this no, like it's like a series that you just have to like finish it when you start it. You're like, this is so bad. I need to finish it. I think the sad part is like one of the only shoujos I really read and kept up to date with in last year. I think that's the real sad part.
I get it.
But yay, Miso has a boyfriend!
Yay.
Yay.
That's my life update.
Love it.
I'm sorry, that's like the only part I'm interested in.
A real life shoujo. Let's go. Goodbye to us.
That's the only part you care about.
Yeah, that's what this podcast is.
Wow.
I thought this podcast was about shoujo manga,
Yeah.
not shoujo IRL.
And anime.
Not the IRL part.
I mean,
No, we like fictional stuff.
there's live action stuff too.
Uh-huh. That's what Miso stuff falls under.
We're talking about live action adaptations.
Okay.
So if you had to name a series that was similar to your relationship with your boyfriend. No, I don't know.
I don't think there is one.
Oh, because it's
I don't
actually
think there is.
Slice
wholesome.
of life.
Is it because it's actually wholesome?
There's wholesome
Yeah,
shoujo.
and it's not like, trash and the guy is being rude to the female lead, I hope.
No,
Nah, Miso wouldn't put up with
I
that.
wouldn't put up with that.
Love it.
Well, we are happy for you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you guys.
Can you tell us something you did enjoy reading before you go?
That I
Was there
enjoyed
something
reading.
good that you recommend? Or even just, I don't know, it doesn't have to be like your favorite, but just like something good to start 2022 off with.
2020.
But yeah.
Yo, Mad Dog came out. It was pretty good.
So,
You want a BL? I'll give it to you guys. Yes, Mad Dog's been pretty good. Heaven's Official Blessing, season 2 is coming out. The anime and the webtoons continuing again. So,
Oh, you
these are
got
my
the book, didn't you?
recommendations. I got volume 1. It is put up like a shrine right now.
Yo, I got it
Wow.
too. We should read it and review it together.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Right now,
Do
it's being on
it.
display. Kind of annoys my sister, but like whatever.
I love it.
That's why it's on display.
Yep. But anyways, I hope the rest of the listeners have a good 2022. I'll catch you guys up in their time.
Bye, Miso.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye, Miso. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me for 10 minutes. Literally.
Have a good mysterious meeting.
Oh yeah, I have scout meeting because I'm still in scouts. That's right.
Hey, be proud
Alright,
of
see you
it.
guys.
No,
Bye
it's
bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye. Yeah, now that Miso's
Now that we
gone,
sped through Miso's.
I'm gonna pick on... What's going on with you, Sumo? I feel like I haven't talked to you in the longest time.
I'm sorry, I'm tired. I just came home from work. There's just no end to the pod. I work as
Sumo constantly... Yeah, the drama in
It's
your
not the
lab,
drama,
there's
it's
no end.
just a lot of work now. Since COVID cases are rising, so we have a lot more positives to deal with compared to before.
Oh my god.
And we're doubling our tests.
Sumu and bees are heroes.
So normally we just do like each sample one time and we get like a couple hundred a day. Now we're doubling it so we don't have to do it the next day. And we had like a bunch of snowstorms this week, so much work.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, it was snowing this week. It was a nice snow. Haven't seen snow in a while. I'm sure bees can attest to the snow. It was very nice.
Yeah, it was pretty nice. It wasn't hard to drive in, so that's always a plus.
Oh, we can leave the house.
Oh.
In the past year, you've gotten a job. That's a
Oh,
change.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
once jobless, and now I have a job. It's
Congratulations.
actually a nice job. They said they would pay my master's, which is pretty nice.
That is a nice job.
Yeah.
Do you have any interest in moving out, or are you gonna probably live with your parents till you get married?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm just young. There's still a lot of time. I'm saving money, and we'll just see what happens. I mean, there's no point in moving out now. My job's only 20 minutes from my parents' place. Like, there's literally no reason to move out.
Yeah, and the cost of living up there
Yeah.
is ridiculous.
Yeah, like, even, like, my salary is 25 an hour, and you need to make a little bit more than that to, like, live in my area.
Yeah.
Since I live in the
man.
DMV, and it's kind of expensive.
That's like California.
Yeah.
That's like California.
I mean, it's not as bad as living, like, I live near DC, but I didn't live in DC. I just say I live in DC.
It's easier that way.
That's
I
a
say I
really
live in
good
Everett.
starting wage too.
In Seattle.
My
Yeah, it
first
is.
job, I was $10. Well, official job. I had like an paid internship and a like taking care of kids camp type of
Oh,
thing.
cool.
That was like $6 an hour, but like my first real job was like $10 an hour. So, congrats
my
to you.
God.
Oh, this
for
if you're
starting at
counting
such a high
internships,
wage.
I had my first paid internship job thing was $6 an hour. It's not even minimum wage. I know.
Yeah.
It was for the Army Corps of Engineers too. So you'd think like, okay, these are they're
yeah.
kind of federal.
Isn't it money?
That you'd think like the federal
Stingy.
right? You'd think the federal government would give you the federal minimum wage, but no.
Not even the federal minimum wage. Oh my god, that's the worst. What?
Since I was paid $6 an hour, the federal minimum wage is like $7 an hour, and this was only like a couple years ago, like 3-4, 2016. Yeah.
Our lamenting about real world problems aside, let's talk about the Shoujo-Verse again. Sumo, in terms of shoujo, what's been up for you?
So like Miso, I've just been reading a lot of like otome isekai like / rofan. I think that's like what it's called, romance fantasy stories, like called Webtoons. So many, and every day there's a new one. There's so many every day.
What's like one that like stood out to you recently?
Yeah.
Like one from the past year.
I'll talk about 2021. Let me open my phone really fast. Sorry.
It could be 2021, or
Open
it could be like
Tatium.
something that came out before.
I'm gonna do
2021.
2021 because there's a lot.
Oh wow, awesome.
Or a bad one that was particularly horrible for some reason.
I haven't.
Or both.
There weren't that many that like stood out to me as being like awful. A lot of them were like pretty good. Since there's like more picky.
Really, I find most of them to be just very middling.
Hmm.
Like, oh look, it's the same story again.
But just like we'll swap the cast.
Yeah. Oh look, the female lead's hair is a different color.
No, they're not. It's the same color every time. Sometimes it's different shades of pink.
Oh my god.
No, sometimes when they're the villain, they have dark hair.
Red, which is dark pink.
Because, villains have dark
Nate.
hair.
Throw back to the Dungeons and Dragons, Shoujo and Dragons, Nate with like, what was it like
Pink
red,
hair.
but it was
Or
like
pink
pink
skin.
actually.
Pink scales, yeah.
If you guys haven't listened to our Shoujo and Dragons episodes, DM'd by the Incredible Bees, you should stop this right now and go listen to those.
All of them, and then come back.
And then come back to this episode.
keep
If you haven't, it's okay. I haven't listened
Please,
to it
please
either.
finish this episode.
Sumo.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
Confession, me too.
What?
Your
I feel
wife
so
is in that
betrayed.
show.
My life is just so chaotic, y'all. I want to say that things feel lighter this quarter, but I don't even know anymore.
You're like halfway through school now, right? Pretty much.
Yeah. Junior year. Woo.
When do you graduate? 2023?
2023, that's the hope. But anyways, Sumo, did you find it?
Yeah, I did. But
Thanks.
hang in there, Sho-chan. You still have like 2-3 years.
you.
Like, I didn't know what I was doing. I just
Yeah.
randomly applied for jobs.
After you
Thank you,
graduate, what you
guys.
want to do is going to change anyway. You're going to be like, why did I get this degree?
No, she's not. She's gonna be making bank with her comp sci degree and be happy with her money.
I hope so. Please don't have my life.
My friend's boyfriend, he
God.
graduated with a comp sci degree and he's making 200+ K a year, so you've got this.
I could do, like, yeah,
Wow.
that's the thing. I'm just worried that I won't enjoy the job that pays that much.
No, you just
so
need to like
that's-
deal with it for like 2-3 years, make the money, and then like bail out. Like make enough to buy a house and then leave.
retire early.
Right?
Invest
Start
in
a family at
crypto.
20.
Because in 5 years you'll be a millionaire.
That's what the cool kids are doing these days.
I like how
God.
Sumo just
I feel like-
added 5 years making 200K. Like, then you'll be a millionaire. Like, you're not going to spend any of that money.
I know. I'm
Yeah.
gonna make okay,
Put
5,
it in a
6,
bank
7
plus
years.
taxes. What?
Living
It's okay.
expenses, what are those?
No, Sho-chan
Yeah.
lives with her parents. She's not gonna have any housing expenses.
No, she doesn't.
Yeah, for quite a while.
I mean, she does, but like,
Well-
normally you live in the dorms, right?
I don't even live in a dorm, actually. I live in an apartment usually near Seattle. So,
Oh, yeah,
near my
see?
university. Yeah. But, like, I feel like probably my senior year I might just end up deciding to commute. So, anyways, that's a whole different conversation. But, yeah, I'll probably be with my parents for a while. Or if, like, an internship takes me out of state, then I'll be there for a bit. So,
Yo, come to Virginia with
see.
us.
I wish. Oh my god. I wish there were more jobs in the East Coast for computer science. But it's mainly, like, California and Seattle.
It's got to be around Silicon Valley.
Unless you go into like
Silicon Valley.
biotech.
Yeah, that's true.
Biotech's like pretty big
don't know
in
about bio.
Virginia for some reason.
It is.
I did hear about
And,
that.
like,
and I'm
Also
like,
North
wow,
Carolina.
Yeah.
So random.
Anyways, let's go back to
alright.
Shoujo.
Sumo.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
let's
what'd
go
you
back
find?
to shoujo.
Sumo.
The amount of editing whoever has to edit. I'm sorry.
I'm not worried about it. Whoever
Yeah, you're
has
gonna
to
make
edit,
bees
she
do it.
says. It's a mystery.
Yeah. Yeah, come on,
No,
Sumo.
bless bees for stepping in. Bless bees for stepping in those few times. You a lifesaver.
I don't know
We
how
love
you
you,
do it
bees.
week after week.
I sit down with my chai latte, and then 2 minutes later I get another one.
Oh my god. So fast. I love it.
Speed. She is speed. Lightning McQueen fast.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna say it one more time. The shoujo. Come on. Sumo, what have you been reading?
He was like, let's bring it back. I
Okay, I'll go.
feel like we could make a meme out of this episode, honestly.
Yeah, have
We never promised to be orderly.
no.
In fact, I asked about the structure of this episode at the beginning, and you guys were like, fuck structure. No.
No, we said it's gonna be a recap of the year. That's enough structure.
Okay, fine.
Here
Recap
we are,
away.
like 30 plus
If
minutes
you guys,
into the...
if the
Literally.
listeners wanted something structured, this is not the episode. Go listen to a different one.
No, if they wanted structure, they would have sent us a hate comment saying, "Please, we need we need structure."
Now we're gonna get hate comments all of a sudden.
Somebody send us a hate comment, please.
Oh my god.
Sumo creates an
Please
alt
tell us
account
what you can
and
do
puts a hate
better.
comment.
Anyways, I
Anonymous.
shall talk about shoujo
Yes.
now. So
Yes,
I'll go.
sorry.
I'll talk about webtoons first. I've been leaning more. I always lean towards the slice of life, the family ones. I love those. So one that stuck out to me last year was "I Shall Master This Family." That one's really cute,
Oh,
right? It's cute. It's cute.
sounds cute. I don't know it.
So basically the main it's not a isekai, it's a reincarnation one, and the main girl, her name is what's her name? Ferencia or something. I don't know.
What?
But
Fancy name.
basically in the first, like, she reincarnated. So in her first life, or like her first run of that specific, like, of being herself, her whole family gets executed because, like, her older family member messes up and, like, basically drives their family into ruin. And she's a very competent, capable type of person. And it's not the type where, like, she's OP. Like, she clearly has her strengths and weaknesses. I like that. So in the second run, she's like, okay, fine, screw all of you. I'm going to do my best. And she's also, like, an illegitimate child. Like, her dad's not recognized. Or no, her dad's the official son, but her mom wasn't recognized or something. So a lot of her, like, relatives, like her uncles and cousins, would, like, kind of ostracize her and bully her. So in this life, she's like, screw you guys. What if you guys are doing everything wrong? So it's like, it's really cute. I recommend it. I shall master this. It's on Tapas. It's officially licensed. And yeah. A manga I've been enjoying, I'm sure another person here also is enjoying it, is Promise Cinderella.
Oh, hell yeah.
It is an age gap, but I mean, it's not that bad because there's like I feel like there's no power dynamic per se that you would see with like the teacher-student ones. I was fine with this one.
Right, because it's like the younger guy almost... It's not like he really has more power, but he has more money.
Yeah, he's a rich boy, and he's like basically like, yeah, holding it over her, like the female lead.
That sounds like a power dynamic.
Like,
yes.
You know what I mean, though? Like, where, like, an older person... There is a power dynamic, but there isn't, like, an older person...
It's just not the older person who's the one with the power.
But he doesn't really have a power dynamic because his will is weak. Because he's a simp. Because he's a simp and he knows it. Everyone knows it.
He's such a simp.
I might check it out now. I've not read that.
The art is so good.
The art's really good, yeah. It might be a seinen, I'm not 100% sure. I think it actually is a seinen.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
But I recommend it. Oh wait, there's a J-drama, or you should look into it, Views. 95% like this TV show.
Oh, it's a shonen.
No, I refuse to acknowledge it as a shonen, no.
I hate it when this happens.
Ooh, I immediately look at the cover art and I'm like,
No, so it says shoujo. I see it as shoujo here with my on the trusty manga update site, and they are never wrong.
I'll believe it.
Yeah, okay, yeah, it's a shoujo. It's published in a shoujo magazine.
Good.
Ura Sunday Joshibu. This one's not a shoujo, it's a seinen. It officially got licensed, and the first volume came out last year, I want to say. It's called Skip and Loafer, and it's very cute and wholesome. I'm actually surprised.
Sorry, I started like the first chapter of it and loved it, and then like stopped because I had school going on. But like that is one I want to go back to.
It's such a wholesome, feel good like school life, slice of life. I really enjoyed that one. I was kind of surprised that it was a seinen when I first read it. It has like very strong shoujo vibes. I feel like but it's also getting an anime this year, which is very exciting.
Oh,
and I think it is getting an anime because it's a seinen.
I always see you plugging it on Twitter.
I'm in like the Discord for the people who like are very into it, and somehow I became the moderator. That Discord. So like some people are always like posting fan art on it, and then I'm like, okay, I need to support the people like fan arting, you know? So I always retweet their work since I feel like that's the least I can do. Can't buy it. But yeah, another story I want to recommend. It's a webtoon. It's called Miss Not So Sidekick. It's also licensed by Tapas. That one's like, if you have ADHD, it's ADHD.
Yes, it is. The main character very much has ADHD. Very much so.
I had to, like, it was really hard to read for me, though. Like, I had to, like, focus to figure out what was going on. So there was, like, so much
I felt
going
like
on.
her like tangents could get a little annoying at times, or like the way, I mean, this is kind of a thing in like all Korean webtoons and stuff, but like the way that she just goes on and on about how hot people are. Like I have never thought anyone was so hot that I could just talk about it for like 5 pages. I also, this is a visual media. I can see the picture of the person you're talking about. You don't have to describe them because I can see them. But otherwise, it's super great and it's a unique story. So yeah, I recommend it too.
Okay, I have one more manga. It is called Mystery to Yunakare, or Do Not Say Mystery. And unfortunately, it is not licensed in English. I have to use my early college French skills to read it because it's licensed in literally every language except English. It's awful. I hate it. I hate this country. And there's shonen centric views. Swear to God, if this manga was published in a different magazine, it would have been like licensed so fast. But because it's a josei, so slow. But it's so good. I think it even won a prize. I want to say, don't quote me on that. But it's really good. It's getting a J drama this year, and it's been the top selling manga in Japan for the past year. It's like consistently been in the top 20. Like this entire past year, and it's sold over like 1 million copies. Like
What's it called again?
Do Not Say Mystery, or Mystery to Yunakure. It's so good. It's by Yumi Tamura. Or Yumi. She also wrote Basara and Seven Seeds.
Oh, no wonder you
I think
love
it's Seven
it.
Seed.
Do you have any that you didn't like?
No, but let me continue talking about Mystery to Yunakure. It's so good. It's not a romance. Okay. It's been nominated, but it hasn't won anything. But it's really good. But it's like a mystery solving type college student. His name is Kuno Totonu. And it's a very like he's like one of those like eccentric type people, kind of like a Sherlock Holmes type story. But the art's really pretty. Unfortunately, it's only been it hasn't been translated that much. If you want to like just go off of like unofficial translations, but the chapters are so long. I didn't really like. I thought the English was just being slow, but like one chapter is like a couple hundred pages.
Wow. I did hear about this. There's so much hype for it, so I really want to check that out because like I've been kind of getting more like something I'll talk about later is like getting into thriller a little bit. So I want to check that.
This one's not really a thriller; it's a comedy.
You know what? I'm all about it. I haven't done. You'll hear a little bit about it again, but like shoujo-y stuff, I've had a little bit on the lesser end, at least for the tail end of the year.
Well, tell us about this thriller thing.
Yeah. We'll give the microphone to Sho.
Thriller.
I feel like I've done, like, in terms of shoujo manga, I've read, like, maybe a grand total of, like, 5 or something. Like, something very, very low. And maybe 5 is, like, a hopeful overestimate, I think. And, like, in completion,
but Sho-chan, your name is Sho-chan.
It's definitely not true. I know! I'm really disappointed in myself, actually. Like, I thought I would really go into it, but really not. But I got a lot into, like, K-dramas again. And Webtoon, I'm not back into completely, but I did read this one webtoon that's in America too, and it's a thriller mystery sort of webtoon. I was waiting for all the chapters to release so that I'd be able to like just read it all in one go. And it's called My Deepest Secret. Has anybody heard about that one?
Oh yes.
Okay.
I dropped it.
You dropped it? Oh no, why?
It was just too much work trying to keep up with it. Yeah. I didn't like some of the characters.
Oh my god, no. I feel like that was the issue for myself. Was like I couldn't keep up with it weekly, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna wait for it all to release because the suspense is killing me every week. So
But isn't it completed?
Yeah, it's not completed. So I just like went through it all recently. So
did you like it?
I really like it. I think there's a lot of mixed views on it. Without getting to spoilers, there is a major twist that happens, and the whole thing's like 3 seasons long in terms of webtoons. And I think that for myself, a lot of people I think people who read it weekly really disliked it. It's just like the ending and just like the major twist. But I thought it was very cool to see the major twist, and also like I felt like the ending was pretty satisfying, even if it was a little bit open-ended for myself. So, yeah, I would recommend it if you're into like, do you think it's a yandere at first, like a yandere type of shoujo, but it doesn't become that. So,
is it even a romance? Is there like a specific male? Since I remember there were two guys.
Yeah.
And then she did something to the one guy, and I was like, wait, why did you do that?
Yeah, so
Yandere
there are
shoujo
two male
is the
leads.
weirdest sounding descriptor ever. How
Yeah.
can that be?
Sometimes you just have to be like, trust the process and like just let it happen.
I would say like there's like two male leads, and one of them is like the yandere. That's like, at least like that's what happens. And yeah, I can't give away anymore. So like, I would just recommend checking it out since it's all completed anyways. You don't need to worry about that weekly struggle. So, I recommend it, especially if you're getting into thriller or something. But yeah, like in terms of shoujo, I actually read, I would say like Kawaii Hito. That's a very old one, but I actually finally got around to reading
Kawaii
it.
Hito.
It's so sweet.
You haven't read it before?
I hadn't.
It's so cute.
It's so cute. I think I may have talked about it already, but yeah, I love it. It's super fluffy. I did not expect that, so that was really nice. And then I started reading this one more recently. That's like actually an isekai. It's my first isekai. I think it's called like...
She lost
I'm
her
trying to remember
isekai
the whole
virginity.
What?
Oh my god. But one of my sisters, she's very into isekai, so she's been like pushing me for like the past year. She's like, come on, like you gotta read an isekai, and I'm like, no. So I finally had to start reading one because I told her to read My Deepest Secret, so she exchanged for me this one, and it was called like, if I remember I don't remember the full title, but it has to do with like Duke and Raeliana.
Oh!
Do you know the full title?
Yes.
The reason why Raeliana ended up in the Duke's mansion?
Yes.
Yeah.
I only know that because I was editing the video for that episode, and I had to find the cover. By the way, you can listen to our episodes on YouTube.
I got to like 100 something so far in terms of chapters, and I really love it actually. I thought this was like it surprised me a little bit with how like smart the female lead is. I think I'm so used to dumb shoujo female leads.
Yes.
It's so bad. So it's just like really refreshing to see, okay, we're like both thinking at the same time while reading this, and like it's not just like a me thinking and knowing how it all pieces together, but like the female lead pieces it together very well. So would highly recommend that to people who are starting isekais. Like if you haven't done one before, I think that I don't even know actually. I was gonna say I think that's a good start, but you guys know best. Like I think Sumo and Aza and Bees for like what are good isekais to start with.
Raeliana is a good one to start with. It's actually getting a physical this year. Like English, official English licensed physicals, which is amazing.
Wow, let's go.
Yeah. I just want to say it was like so long. I had to pause it so many times just to wait for like more chapters to build up. And then I would forget what happened, so I had to like reread it from the beginning.
I get that. Like I binged the 100 something chapters that I read, and now I'm gonna have to pick that up again and like figure out where was I again? Oh yeah, this major plot point. Okay.
Oh, anything you read that you didn't like?
Oh, okay.
We don't have enough garbage in this episode.
Sorry,
I'll bring
Azayan,
some,
I know
don't
you
worry.
love trash.
Okay,
Oh
I'm
my
waiting
God.
for it, Bees.
Let's go.
Bring
Bees.
shade.
I feel like for myself, not really. I mean, I did watch like some K-dramas, and there was one that people really dislike, but I also really liked, so it depends on your point of view for that. It's something that actually came out, I think, in 2020, so I feel like it's not even more recent, but it's called Startup, and I feel like it's become like a very popular
I've seen
thing
that
I've still
recommended
referred
on
to.
Netflix.
Yeah. It's like,
You liked it?
I really liked it personally, but like a lot of people didn't, and that's okay because like I think that the episode writing at some point really fell through and it was noticeable. That was unfortunate, but I still thought like I was very invested the whole way. So that was really cool. And then there was also this other one that I would really recommend, even though this doesn't address your question, Bees. Like this one that reminds me of something I would see in an anime. It's called Mr. Queen, where this guy, like, he's kind of this, like, hotshot chef, and he basically falls off a balcony for legitimate reasons, and he wakes up and is now the queen of, like, the Joseon era, so, like, historical era of Korea. So it's really funny. It's like, it reminds me of
This is
Your
a
Name
K-drama?
a little bit. Yeah, this is a K-drama, but it's not like a romance between the two, like, the queen and, like, the hotshot modern guy. It's more like a, like, historical thriller. There's romance, yeah. Historical thriller romance. That was really outstanding. So if you want comedy too, very much, there's so much comedy in that, and I just, like, absolutely love it. And I feel like that would be a really good one to check out if people are, like, considering K-dramas too. Yes. Let's shift it over. Bees, how's it been for you this year in shoujo?
In shoujo, huh? It's been relatively good. Sorry, right.
She's like, what is that?
I'm currently looking for a series that I dropped, so I've just been scrolling for ages looking for it.
Oh, I know that feeling.
You know, the beginning of the year, most of the year I was doing really good, and then at some point, my brain switched, and I was like, I want to read books again, like novels, and I did that.
Oh.
So I kind of fell off on the shoujo wagon, but what I still scrolling. Man, what I'm looking for something. It was bad. It was, like, really bad. It was a smut.
Oh.
And it was about a girl and a Yakuza guy, of course. But it was just, like, he was like, I need you to pretend to be my wife at this meeting so I don't seem so lame or something like that. I don't exactly remember why. It's just like, I can do that, yeah. Oh, you know, she dropped her wallet and he got it back for her. And he was like, okay, so for this, you need to pretend to be my wife for this event I'm going to. And she was like, okay. And I guess she just, like, fell in love with him during that for some reason. She was 26 and a virgin, of course. And so she was like, at the end of the night, she was like, I want you to take my virginity. And I was like, okay.
No.
Yep, okay. And then you could tell that, like, he actually knew her, but she didn't remember him for whatever reason. Anyways, fast forward a little bit.
What are
The
some
point I
books you
dropped it
enjoyed?
was when she was at work, and he's the rich Yakuza, right? So he bought the company. So he was technically her boss now.
Oh no.
And he was like, hey, I need to see you in my office. And she was like, okay. And then he was like, we're gonna have sex in my office now. And she's like, I don't want to. And he said, we will. And she was like, I don't want to. And I was like, what? And then they did anyways. And I'm like, did you not hear her saying no multiple times? And then I dropped it. I can't tell you the name. If I find it and you're watching the YouTube video, I'll put it up on the screen. So you can know to avoid it. But some books?
Yeah.
Well, I went on quite the spree. Well, I'm changing tunes now. My favorite book of the year last year was The Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch. Amazing. So much fun. It was like, Asa, you can probably relate to this. Imagine a group of, like, 5 rogues who just wanted to rob an entire city. And they did that. It was so much fun, but it was also, like, there was just so much plotting and scheming, and I was just having so much fun as I read it. And then there was, like, so much tea that happened
So what
because
genre would you put it as?
fantasy, high fantasy.
High fantasy. Okay, sorry. There's so much tea that happened?
Yeah, I'm sorry. It was just like it was shifting between the past and the present, and then a little bit of, like, the future. As their scheme, they had a big scheme to rob a rich couple. So you were, like, watching it unfold and everything happen, and the way it was written was just like, what? What? Oh. It was just so good. And then, sorry, I'm like going off.
No, I love it, okay?
No, dude, go off. Go
I want to hear
off.
about novel, honestly.
And then, it got to a point where they finished, but then a different, like, the main antagonist actually came into the picture, and then it was no longer scheming, it was like, everything is going wrong, and we need to get out of this. But everything was actually going wrong. Like, one of the most gruesome scenes, it got pretty gruesome. It was pretty gory, not gonna lie. If you don't like gore or graphic stuff, don't read it. But it was still really fun. This...
Fun gore.
Yeah, it's fun gore. One of the most gruesome scenes was, like, this, like, criminal mastermind, like, okay, there's... you know, major crime organization with one guy at top. And then this antagonistic force comes in, and to basically be like, this is how much of a big deal I am, he killed the guy's daughter and sent him her body in a barrel full of horse piss.
Oh my god, no.
Yeah. And then it was like the revenge that came out of that, all the stuff that happened. Oh my god, it was just so good.
This reminds me of this K-drama called My Name, without getting to spoilers. But my sister watched it, and it's like, there is like the boss mafia person, and he does something very, very cruel. And you think that it's at first not him and like everything, and then you find out it's him. And it's like a similar sort of revenge plot, so if you're ever interested, highly recommend that.
I'll keep an eye on it.
Oh, I remember the K-drama was telling you about show, Hellbound. It's
about
all of a sudden, like, out of nowhere, demons start appearing on Earth and, like, beating people to death and then ripping out their soul and taking it to hell. And at first, everyone, like, there's this one guy who kind of emerges as, like, sort of like a prophet. Like, everybody thinks he knows what's going on because he's been talking about this for 10 years. And finally, like, it's actually happening. So they all look to him for guidance. But he starts preaching basically that people who are getting taken are sinners, and they're getting taken because they're evil. And so, like, but then it turns out, and, like, I don't want to spoil too much. Well, I don't want to spoil it for you, but, like, it turns out that there's a lot more to it than that. And it's not just, they're not just getting taken because they're bad. So, yeah, if you're into a thriller, like, I think that one's pretty thrilling. And it's not too long, so you can binge the first season. Whenever the hell the second season comes out, I don't know, but...
There's also something that reminds me of that, where basically you have, like, some guy killing, like, people who are bad. And it's, I guess, like, in some ways, it's kind of like Death Note, where it's, like, you have this person deciding their way of getting justice is by killing all the bad people in society. And there's this other one, if you're interested, and it's more serious because it talks specifically about child abuse. It's called Children of the Lost World, I think. Or, wait, Children of Nobody. That's the one, sorry. Children of Nobody. That's a really good K-drama. It's not fast-paced, unfortunately, but it does, if you ever are interested in that kind of, like, plot element, would also recommend that.
Okay.
Anyways, bees, like, any... back to a K-drama.
Tell us more, bees.
Like, any... Yeah.
Okay, back to shoujo. I was thinking about this while everyone else was answering, so I've got some answers of ones that I liked.
Thank you.
Big fan of Kinyobi wa Atelier Day.
It's very cute.
My pronunciation, whatever. It's a seinen, but it's funny and good and cute, and I like it. It's about a guy who he's an artist, and he sees this girl, and he's like, "You're the girl I've been looking for," and then he uses her as a model, but with fish. Fish are involved.
With fish?
So random.
Yeah, he has her
What?
pose nude with fish.
And he's like a famous artist. Like, his entire stick is like being like, I don't know, he's like a very like famous artist, and like if he goes in public, people like can recognize him. But she didn't know who he was. And then every time she poses with like the fish, right, she takes it home and eats it. She eats the fish that was like,
Why?
next to her naked body.
This is so
This is so
cruel.
It's funny.
Yeah.
You told
so
me it was
funny.
cute.
It
I've
is.
been led
I'm
astray.
conflicting.
It can be strange and cute at the same time.
Yeah, because he's definitely attracted to her, but he pretends he's not, and she's just completely oblivious. And she's like, I like the fish.
Great.
I love smelling.
Have you read
like
the
fish.
mermaid one?
The mermaid one?
Where there's like this one mermaid one where she goes like there's like a mermaid princess. I think it's a seinen too, but she goes to this, like, it's a modern day thing, so she goes to the surface and goes to like a seaside town to like avenge her fish friends who are like getting taken into a
What?
fish shop. Or something like that. And then she finds the fish shop and she just ends up eating all the people she did.
Wait a second.
What?
That's not the original intention.
And she just keeps like going to this fish shop, and every time she's eating them, she's like, I'm so sorry, but you guys are so delicious.
What's it
Oh
called?
my god.
I don't remember. I'll try to find it. But it was so funny. Like, and every time I think, like, I feel like I was reading those two at the same time. Like the other, like the fish girl one. Let me try to find it. But continue talking.
We never remember the names of the weirdest ones.
The other one I've been liking, this is an actual shoujo. Tsuraki JK to Haijin Kyoshi.
Oh my god. Okay. Could you tell me what is good about it? Because, like,
It's
I know this
it's
one.
an age gap between a student.
Not just any type of age gap, but the
It's
best
teachers,
kind
Teacher
of...
student. I know. I'm a hypocrite. Okay.
it's okay.
I just, first of all, the artwork is really good. That is one of my most important factors of deciding if I like a manga, is if the artwork is good. And it's great.
Yeah.
It's also really funny. Because it's like really deadpan humor, and it's also like dark humor, because how do I describe this without it sounding bad? I don't know if I can.
Can't even say what the premise is without it sounding
show-
bad.
The
It's
series
okay.
starts with her standing at, like, about to jump off the high school.
Yeah, I remember this.
And the teacher talks her down. So, like, the continuing...
What does he tell her, Bees? What does he tell her?
I don't remember.
Oh, he said something. I remember he said something really bad.
I mean, he
But I don't remember.
he always says pretty bad things.
Yeah, he
But basically every chapter starts with like a sentence that's just like alluding to death, and then it like zooms out and you see that they're like just bored out of their minds or something.
Azayan is silently judging.
Listen,
Azayan
it's
is
good,
looking at
okay?
the first chapter to see what he said. Oh, he says, somebody must have heard you fart during class. It's okay. All humans fart. So he basically pisses her off to get her to not jump.
This is a continuing theme. I just think it's one. Okay, first of all, it does frequently and often address the fact that it's an age gap between a teacher and a student. So it's not just like one of the ones, but they're just like together anyways. And also it's like, it's dark humor, but it also addresses like how serious mental health problems can be. And like, yes, it does.
You didn't bring this up in the mental health episode.
No, I didn't. I should have, but I didn't. It's just got like a lot of really good conversation that you don't actually often see. Like, I feel like you kind of see surface stuff, but it like goes deeper into like what I can recall right off the top of my head is that it was the main character's birthday, and she was like trying to say, oh, it's no one needs to know, it's not a big deal. And the teacher was like, would you ever say that to any of your friends, that their birthday isn't a big deal? And she was like, no, of course not. And he said, so stop saying that to yourself. And that was one moment where I was like, dang, good message,
That
Shoujo.
hit deep.
Bro, I've been therapized.
I just like it, okay?
And I love that. Actually, that's good to hear. I think I'll change my mind and actually read it. Like, I read it for a little bit, for at least good 5 to 10 chapters when it first released in like 2018, and I just did not. I was like, it left a bad taste for me, and I was like, I don't think I'm gonna continue this. This is a little bit problematic for me. But I think now I'd probably appreciate the deadpan humor and everything you just brought up. So, I'm gonna check it out, please.
Yeah, it's pretty. The teacher, he is like, I mean, it's definitely not like in real life. This would be very bad, but I'll excuse it because it's shoujo. Just this once. Just this once. I'm not looking.
The shoujo card. Did you have other ones?
I was gonna rant about one that was bad.
I was about to say yes. Now
Ooh,
please
let's go.
bring
I
up
wanna
the
hear
one
it.
that you're gonna trash.
Okay, I completely forgot about it until I was scrolling and looking for the title of that smut. It's called Crows Like Things That Sparkle, or Crows That Like Shiny Things, something like that.
It already sounds so great, though.
I know which one you're talking
Never
about.
watched it. I mean, read it.
First of all, the art, I mean, it's bad. It's straight up bad. Like, straight up, they use a lot of
the art's
3D...
not the worst. There's worse art out there. It wasn't that bad. It was kind of pretty in some angles.
Okay, maybe some angles, but a lot of times they would use 3D assets and just, like, slap them in there. Like, 3D asset of a pocket watch inside a 2D hand. It was not great. It's not great. Okay. So this girl, right, main character girl, she's a super strong and powerful fighter, right? She, from way up north, she defeats the enemies. It's rumored that she ate the eyeballs of the enemies. We got a badass female lead.
Had. Not anymore.
And then, of course, the prince comes along.
Great.
And then suddenly, she needs to be saved. She's capable of handling a sword. But not when he's around, apparently. Oh my...
What?
It's like one of those where she's like, I can change him, but no.
She's like supposed to be a wild child, and then because she's a big hero, she's taken to the capital and like tried to be introduced to society, but she doesn't know how to like political or social conversations work.
Cute.
And then he gets his feelings hurt because he wanted to sleep with her, and he was like, I forget, but he felt like she felt obligated to sleep with him, and he was like, I don't want that. I want you to want me. And then he was like, made a big deal about it, and she was like, what's the big deal? I want to sleep with you. It was...
Oh my god, that sounds like so obnoxious.
It was! And then I stopped reading it because I was like, why am I reading this? Every time it's just, there's so much nothing.
I didn't even make it to the capital part. I dipped before.
It's just bad. It's just bad. I don't recommend it.
The art...
The male lead is also a player.
This is true.
The art looks like the person, like, drew... Like, they drew the person's hair. And then they drew a face. And then they drew a body. And then they drew a dress. But they drew them all separately, and then they tried to put them together. Like, there's just something really off about it. That looks like it doesn't... Like, it wasn't drawn all at the same time. Like... She's wearing a wig?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
it's just that was one that I read this year, and I was actually like angry about it. Like
is she a crow and he's the sparkly thing?
Maybe? I don't know.
Didn't care enough to stick around enough to find out.
Because I know at the end I wanted like an actual female warrior, and what do we get? A girl who gets her sword taken
Not
away.
worth fighting for.
Ugh.
If you want a strong female lead, I recommend the martial art villainess or something.
I've read
like
that one.
I think that's what the title. That one's good. It is licensed on Tapas, like most things that are good. Tapas does such a good job picking licenses. I don't know how they do it.
Sumo's such a Tapas fan.
I am. I used to cut you to use my code.
Tapas sponsor us.
Wait, please. The official title is Master Villainous the Invincible.
Gotta throw Villainous in there.
Somehow, just to keep things spicy. But it's really good. I love the male lead. He's very soul, he's like such a puppy man.
Asa,
Must read
why
now.
don't we talk about you?
We didn't talk about you.
Azayan.
You just shared stories. You didn't tell us about your year.
My year? I've been working. I actually had my 1-year anniversary of my job. And
Yay!
Oh, congrats!
you know what I got for working there for a year? A pen.
A raise? Oh.
That's more than I got. I got nothing for a year of my job. I got a pin for 5 years at my job.
Dang.
Well, congrats still. That's still major, you know?
Yeah, you're still at the job,
I am.
so it must not completely
Yeah.
suck.
Yeah, I mean, there were some weeks where it was so bad at the hospital that I was just like, do I actually need to work? Could I, like, maybe I could make it on OnlyFans. Maybe I can.
God,
No, please, don't do it. Don't go to the dark side.
Oof.
Series that I liked over the past year. I'm still, of course, always up to date on Akatsuki no Yona. Another series that's like, it's ongoing and it updates very seldom, but I think it's a really interesting spin on the kind of isekai otome genre is Endo and Kobayashi's live commentary on the villainess.
Oh, I love that one.
Yeah, I just wish it updated more, but like, I'm enjoying that
The
one a lot.
novel's completed and completely translated. If you want to
Oh.
like give the novel a go,
Eh.
it's the manga's actually a lot different
Is
than the novel. It's not that much different. Like a lot of the same stuff is happening. There were like a couple of differences here and there. I'm trying to remember exactly what. Oh yeah, you don't see the people talking. Like the people who are like the girl and the boy and like you can like kind of watch them like play the game. You don't see that in a novel. They're just kind of like voices.
Oh, that makes sense. Well, I like that one. Another one that I'm enjoying is Kakurio no Yado Meshi. This one it's very strange. It's like a cooking manga because she winds up going to the world of Ayakashi and works at an inn to repay her grandfather's debt to the ogre who runs the inn. And the ogre's like, you can repay the debt or you can become my bride. And she's like, I'm going to repay the debt. So she cooks at a restaurant to work off her debt. And it always shows, like, goes into great detail about how she makes the food and, like, shows it, like, very, like, Shokugeki no Soma style. As far as the detail, not as far as the weird reactions that people have, but it's also like very, very otherworldly and very mysterious. Like when she was younger, she was abandoned and an Ayakashi came and started giving her food. So she's been familiar with Ayakashi her whole life, but she doesn't know who that one was and she's looking for them. And between like the male lead and the second male lead, you're not sure really which one it is because it really could be either one of them. So that's cool. I just like that one. It's just very chill somehow. Like I feel peaceful when I read it. So that one I recommend. And crappy ones, like the one that I was complaining about earlier. In an ultimate game world, I'm a villain? I can't accept this. Beautiful art, and that's it. The story is poop. The female lead is just ridiculously oblivious, doesn't have any personality except she's just so focused on not getting the bad end because she's the villainess. And like, that's literally the only character trait she has. And everyone falls in love with her for no reason. And they stoop to the point of like kidnapping her. And this all happens within like 9 chapters. So that one's really terrible.
Such a shame that good art be wasted on a bad series.
I'm so upset. That's the only reason I keep it around.
Wait, what's the title again? Sorry.
In an ultimate game world, I'm a villain. I can't accept this. There's also Spy X Family. I don't know if it's just Spy Family or Spy X Family.
It's Spy Family.
Spy Family. Okay. I got the first 6 volumes of manga for Christmas, and I think I've read through up to that point already anyway, but like, I'm so happy because I can't find any more chapters online. So,
You have a Shonen Jump app. For only $2 a month, you have access to all of Shonen Jump's ongoing series.
really?
Yeah, and also their entire backlog, which is how I got through all of Haikyuu in $2.
Damn. I need that for One Piece.
Yeah.
Wait, is One Piece Shonen? Yeah, Shonen Jump. Also One Piece. I love One Piece. I know it's so ridiculously long, but it's so good. You guys should read One Piece.
Yeah, they do have One Piece. And you can always read the latest chapter free on all of them. Not sponsored by Shonen Jump, but hey, Shonen Jump!
Please notice us.
Do you want to...
Some...
They got JJK. They got My Hero Academia.
Oh, I need to get that for JJK too. Okay, I'm getting that. Yeah, I think that's the only like series I feel like I want to mention right now anyway, but bye guys. Thanks for listening to us for a year. You're all amazing and we love you very much. Please talk to us more. We want to hear from you and know who's out there.
Yeah,
listening.
Anchor has this cool feature where you can send in a voice comment so you can actually talk to us. Or you
I
can
will think you. If somebody does that, I will think you're creepy. I'm sorry, but send us a voice memo. It'll be funny too.
or you can comment on our YouTube channel, or you can reply to us on Twitter. Shout out to As Is One Friend who does that sometimes.
Also, RRWW. We appreciate your comments.
And follow us on Twitter for occasional giveaways that we do sometimes, or random tweets, polls. Thank you so much for listening.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, happy anniversary, and we'll see you next week.
Bye!
Bye!
Thanks for listening to today's episode of Into the Shoujo-Verse. Check out our social media. We're on Twitter at the Shoujo-Verse, YouTube and Instagram at Shoujo-Verse, and TikTok at Into the Shoujo-Verse. Thank you so much.